Africa, do you remember your dreams and how bright they were? Even in the darkest of nights, they were. Africa, do you remember your promise not to commit the same crimes as those who betrayed us, oh Africa? Te souviens-tu de tes prières, les yeux fixés sur le ciel, implorant Dieu de te laisser une autre chance et d'ainsi faire la différence pour ton peuple, Afrique? Africa, remember. Remember when you were sworn in and your heart was soaring with joy and pride from deep inside, oh Africa. Te souviens-tu de la gratitude et de l'humilité dont tu as fait preuve lorsque te fut donnée l'opportunité d'apporter la paix à ton peuple, Africa? Do you remember your drive and determination that you had for all your nations? Because I remember Africa. Je me rappelle. And oh, Africa, I know it's challenging to reach your goals when the rest of the globe has stolen your diamonds, coal, and gold, and then sold them back to you at a higher price. Oh, I cannot tell you the size of this unfairness. So in hopes for change, I'm here to share this message with you, Africa. Afrique, je suis venue te dire que le rêve que tu as rêvé sur tes collines et au fond des vallées sont toujours d'actualité. Africa, I've come to tell you that the pain from the chains were made from our own riches. So don't be afraid to break them for your own freedom. I said there's plenty where that comes from. Oh, Africa, isn't enough enough? It's time to take matters into our own hands. Time that we begin to understand that we can make and live off our own brands. We just have to get up off our knees and stand on our 2 feet. Embrace the concept of agachiro, dignity, like our fallen and living heroes. Afrique, crois-moi, être gourmand ne nourrira personne, mais les stylos continueront d'écrire l'histoire. Alors, viens m'aider à écrire cette future victoire. There's enough sun for everyone. We are not in competition. It's one vision, one mission, one African pride. Afrika, itajengwa na nani? Na nani? Amandla. Amandla. Intsinzi. Intsinzi. Aluta. Aluta. A Victoria. A Victoria. Thank you, Africa. Merci, Afrique. Murakoze.
Merci à la jeunesse qui est résolument en marche pour l'intégration du continent. Je voudrais donc inviter très respectueusement son Excellence, Monsieur Paul Kagame, président de la République du Rwanda et hôte du sommet, pour son allocution de bienvenue.
Excellency President Idriss Déby Itno, Chairman of the African Union, Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, and First Ladies, as well as former Heads of State and Government here present, President Mahmoud Abbas, Excellency Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, chairperson of the African Union Commission, heads of delegation, and leaders of international and regional organizations, members of the Executive Council, distinguished commissioners, permanent representatives, senior officials, invited guests, brothers and sisters, all of us, good afternoon. My pleasant and main duty today is to warmly welcome you to Kigali for the 27th Summit of the African Union, which we are honored to host. I also thank fellow leaders of member states and the Commission for entrusting Rwanda with this responsibility. As we begin our deliberations, let us take a moment to reflect together on the meaning and the purpose of unity, which is the first principle of our organization. The concept of unity is what anchors human diversity in the bedrock of universal values. Whenever we gather on the basis of what unites us, there is a peaceful solution to every problem. But when people meet as strangers, even small problems are hard to resolve. Belief in the healing power of unity is the defining virtue of African political culture. Indeed, in an increasingly divided world, by upholding this principle, Africa has a lot to offer. The unity of our continent, with an emphasis on integration, among other things, should never be subject to preconditions or exceptions, because lasting solutions always involve everyone. 22 years ago, this country was nearly erased, a history that will forever serve as a testament to the consequences of divisionism. National unity was the starting point for the transformation we have undertaken here in Rwanda with good progress. Driven by necessity, Rwandans had to find unconventional solutions to the challenges of reconciliation and development, often through a process of trial and error. We relied first and foremost on our own ideas, efforts, and resources, as well as on the choices of Rwanda's citizens. We believe that a Rwandan is just an African from a particular place. The tissue of brotherhood and sisterhood cannot be amputated by lines drawn on a map in another century. In that spirit, we meet here as the African Union to discuss serious business, beginning with a focus on the rights of Africa's women. And this matter is on the agenda for good reason. If men and women do not stand in solidarity, then we are going to come up short across the board. We will also address urgent threats to peace and security and elect new leadership for our organization. Good ideas were discussed in yesterday's retreat on financing the African Union. We should be the ones to pay for activities in which everyone has a stake. This puts responsibility and ownership in our hands. We are capable of it, and we were shown how to do so, and I urge us to move forward with the required political will without delay. We need to start doing things differently and better. If Africa's challenges are treated as routine, it means we have accepted to be held back by them forever. We must all reject that future. An important change in the decision to organize this summit in a way that allows Africa to concentrate on its priorities with fewer distractions in the corridors and lobbies leads us in this regard to wish to thank the chairperson of the summit, President Idriss Deby, and the chairperson of the Commission, Dr. Zuma, for the business-like manner in which they have managed this process from the beginning. There is no doubt that strength comes from relationships with other regions of the world. Partnerships produce benefits that flow equitably to all parties when everyone involved has clearly defined their respective interests, objectives, and capabilities. I am of the view that we should continue to use our summits to identify the right priorities and outcomes, decide the best way to achieve them, and be ready to do just that. We might then share our perspectives in an appropriate forum where we regularly invite strategic partners and regions to meet Africa as a whole and deepen our cooperation. Dear brothers and sisters, Africa is rising, but not as a result of impersonal forces over which we have no control. Africa is being raised actively by us, the people of this continent. Our job is simply to raise Africa even higher. Unity is not a feel-good slogan. It is a tool for delivering real results in the lives of Africans. Every item on our agenda comes back to them. I wish to welcome you once again to Rwanda and wish all of us productive discussions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. Je disais tout à l'heure, la jeunesse en marche. Elle est en marche cette fois-ci par la voix de Madame Francine Muyomba, on behalf of the Pan-African youth.
Merci beaucoup. Excellences, Monsieur le Président Idriss Déby Itno, Président du Tchad et Président en exercice de l'Union africaine, Excellences,